Okay, we are getting ready to go see Jeff Lynne at the GRAMMY Museum. Pretty excited, although we're running late and my chariot has arrived. Okay.
That was special for MMTV.
We didn't see it because we were too busy looking at ourselves. Alright, we are on a secret mission. We are heading to the GRAMMY Museum to go see Jeff Lynne. It's a documentary, his new documentary, and then a Q&A with him afterwards. I always thought that he was a really great producer, so we're gonna go scope it out. Scope it out, yes. And then we'll see if they'll allow me to take any footage in the GRAMMY Museum. Hopefully I don't get kicked out. And Jeff Lynne has had a long career as an artist and producing other artists such as Tom Petty, and he was also in the Traveling Wilburys, which is when I got to meet him when I was a kid. Maybe I will get to meet him again tonight. I don't know. We'll see. I did a little bit of research on E.L.O. today because I wasn't really familiar with E.L.O. Okay, we parked in here. He's an official LA Live guy. Are we excited? Are we excited? Everybody needs a white Marshall half stack. Check it out, Cinderella. We're about to witness some crazy action as the angry mob here to see Jeff Lynne is upset because there's nowhere left to sit. Nope. See?
Except for the half-empty theater with the reserved signs on it.
Except for half the empty theater that has reserved signs on it, and people that have tickets are very upset at the age of the people sitting in the reserved section, saying that they weren't even alive when Jeff Lynne was popular, so why should they get to sit down? Tom Petty just walked. Reserved seats might be for people like Tom Petty. Mike Campbell just arrived here. I know it's really hard to see in this low lighting. I think I see Benmont Tench as well. Yeah, possibly.
You know what?
Definitely, Tom Petty looks good.
Mike Campbell
for his age.
I'm okay with that.
You're okay if Mike Campbell takes your seat?
You can have my seat.
Yeah. I'm okay if Tom Petty takes my seat. That's fine.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Joe Walsh. Okay. Can Joe Walsh have your seat? No. Why not?
Only Mike Campbell.
Only Mike Campbell. This is really a star-studded situation.
I've come at things differently because of having a studio all these years, you know, for like 45 years.
Yeah. And I thought the comment that you made about Roy Orbison's Only the Lonely, and that being an incredibly daunting thought, to go into a studio with all these players and a great singer.
Absolutely astonished me when I'd be like about 13 when I first heard Only the Lonely, the record of it. And then, having spent a good deal of time with Roy, I got to be his friend and his co-writer. I'm eternally grateful for that. Not internally, eternally so. And it was just a marvellous experience to hang out with a voice like that, and such a sweet man as Roy. He was a beautiful guy. And I can only say it was like, you know, a total pleasure. All the people I've worked with George and Tom and Joe, all great musicians, great people, and that's usually, and Paul of course,
yeah.
And the Beatles. It's because they're great that they are nice people, I think. After I've just spent all these years working with all these great people and really practicing up on my production, and and everything like that, and musicality. I listened to these old E.L.O. tracks, and you know, I'd hear them on the radio, or I'd play them just for a crack to listen. And I'd go, there's something ain't quite right about that. Either got the wrong sound on something, you know, that most things didn't sound quite right to me. And having had all these years more, I should say, to get it right, to get production right, I thought I'll have a go at Mr. Blue Sky first and see what I can do with that. And I did it, and it came out really well, so I was very pleased about that.
And it seems to be lots of layering. There's
oh yeah, depending on the actual song, of course,
yes, yeah.
How much it needs buried in.
Right.
Oh.
Well, that's also the genesis. If I'm not, I'm interested because Tom Petty's quoted in the film as thinking that your three favorite artists may have been Del Shannon, Roy Orbison, and the Beatles. What is it about those three in particular that inspired you?
I think it was the trousers at first. It wasn't the trousers. I'm not telling the truth. It's obviously the beautiful voices that I loved of theirs. You know, I loved Del's voice first. He was my first hero of my own because I had older sisters, and they all loved Elvis, of course, and all the ones that came before.
And, I mean, you obviously talk about this in the film, but when you got the call to work on Free as a Bird and Real Love, your first reaction was,
help! I didn't know what to think because, you know, I hadn't actually heard the cassette yet, and then I think George sent it to me. And when I heard the cassette, I thought, what the hell can you do with that? You know, because it really was like a mono cassette. It was with John singing to the piano all at a time, because that's what you do when you're just writing a song. You don't bother to keep it, you know, make it all concise and perfect. You're just trying to get the melody down and the chords, just as a note.
Okay, that was crazy. So, of course, if you go to a Jeff Lynne documentary premiere, which I had no idea this was going to be in such a small place like the GRAMMY Museum, you're going to have people like Tom Petty and Mike Campbell and Joe Walsh show up for it, so that was a really cool surprise. And then I got to meet Tom Petty again and talk to him for a minute. He was awesome. He had like these black and white Converse shoes on. He was still a kid part. Jeff Lynne was great. The documentary film his new film is fantastic and so inspiring. So it's been a good day.